Well, I frankly cannot remember the last time this has happened, but for back-to-back uploads of reviews of new adult animated shows, I once again have nothing but nice things to say, because last week we talked about Scavenger's Reign, a fantastic sci-fi adult animated series over on Max, and today we're going to be talking about Blue Eye Samurai, an incredible action adult animated show over on Netflix following a samurai who vows revenge against the people who turned her into a monster. I won't say any more than that because I feel like going into this story blind is a huge benefit. Honestly, from episodes 1 through 8, just seeing how this story unfolded, seeing this tale of revenge, seeing all the other characters branch out and find their place in this brutal world, it's just so satisfying from a story perspective that I'm gonna kind of leave that be for right now. But what you should know is that that story is worth your time 100%. It is so good, I do not want to even risk spoiling a single morsel of it. There are multiple times throughout the story of Blue Eye Samurai where I was just sitting there thinking, okay, where is this going to go? What's going to happen next? And it's completely unexpected and satisfying on top of that, and that is exactly what you want for an action-adventure show like this one, because if you never know when the fight is about to start, if you never know when the action is about to kick off, you're kind of always on the edge of your seat, and this story puts you in that position for the entire run of Blue Eye Samurai. Seriously, I cannot get over how invested I was in this story from start to finish, from our main character Mizu, to the side characters that pop up, to the amazing stories and relationships that unfold throughout this show. It's just incredible, and I can't give any specifics because if I do and you haven't seen this show, it's just not gonna hit you as hard. So what I will do though is I will talk about the story of Blue Eye Samurai, but I'll do it in a video in a few weeks because I absolutely adored this story, but I don't want to give it away right now to the people that haven't seen the show, that are just here to hear why they should check it out. And the number one reason is the story. The number two reason is the incredible action and animation. The action and animation in Blue Eye Samurai is of the highest quality you could expect. Going into this show, just like with Scavenger's Reign, there will be times when you're sitting there just thinking to yourself, how did they do this? How did they pull this off? How long did that take them to do something like that? Like, there is so much in this show, especially when it comes to the action, that it just blew me away. And with a revenge story, you kind of expect the last action set piece to be the biggest, the baddest, the coolest, whatever. But in Blue Eye Samurai, it feels like every action set piece and every encounter is on the exact same level. And that doesn't drag any down, no, they're all just that good. They're that stylized, they have that much passion put into them, and they feel that cool, for lack of a better term. This show in general just oozes cool. It's a very stylized and, I guess, confident show is the best way to put it. Blue Eye Samurai really does feel like one of those shows that's just coming from someone with a really, really clear vision. They know exactly what the tone of this show is going to be. They know exactly what the feeling should be in specific scenes between specific characters. They have all the relationships in their head and how they're going to work. They know exactly how to show the villain. They know exactly how to make him menacing. They know exactly how to set up the stakes, and the stakes in this show get astronomically high. It is a roller coaster, and it feels like a roller coaster with a ton of intent behind it. All of the surprises feel masterfully planned out throughout the run of Blue Eye Samurai. And when you finish watching a show and you're reminded of shows like Breaking Bad or Arcane or movies like Kill Bill or any Quentin Tarantino movie really, where they have a really, really clear style in mind, they have a really clear tone in mind, and they are uncompromising in that. For better or worse, they are going for that tone and that style. And I will be honest, Blue Eye Samurai has a few moments where I think the tone actually hurt it. And when I say a few moments, I mean like brief moments, like a piece of music that isn't period correct being used in the show and then making a certain moment feel a little bit cheesy. Maybe 10 seconds of an episode, or maybe a character says something that makes a certain combat encounter that's about to happen not feel as serious. Again, like 5 seconds. You hear that and you're like, oh, okay. But that's the tone of the show. That's the style of the show. That's the attitude of it. And that attitude is really unflinching in Blue Eye Samurai. It feels like it is that and only that, and that is the way it's going to be. And I would say, in general, for the majority of Blue Eye Samurai, like 99.99999% of the time, it works to this show's advantage. And that is incredible that it works that much, but it just does. I mean, there's no better way to put it. It just does work that well, and I loved watching it, and I would love to watch more of it as soon as possible. But you know what? Before we wrap this video up, I actually have to present a quick nitpick that I had, and that has to do with the sound mixing and the sound design in Blue Eye Samurai. I thought the voice acting in this show was really, really great. I didn't mention it up until this point, but I thought it was fantastic. That's all I would have said if I had mentioned it earlier. It's great. It's fantastic, like everything else in this show, except for this one small nitpick. And like I said, it has to do with the sound design and the sound mixing. Occasionally, the voices in this show are either overly compressed or played too loudly, so it kind of takes you out of the show. And for example, if you don't know what I'm talking about, let's say there's a scene with a campfire. You have that crackling campfire, the light sounds of the forest in the background in this scene. Both those things are building out the world with the sound, right? So then when you play a vocal clip, you want it to just kind of slide in and be a part of that sound in the world. And that's what immerses you, and that's what helps you suspend your disbelief when you're watching animation. In Blue Eye Samurai, occasionally the voice actors' lines will be played either too loud or too crisply, and it'll kind of drown out those background noises and make it sound unnatural. But I want to make it clear, this isn't something that's going to ruin Blue Eye Samurai for people. I don't expect anyone to go, oh my god, I can't watch this show now. The vocal lines are played slightly too loud or they're overly compressed. Like, that's not going to happen for anybody. It's just something I noticed, and I wanted to check if anyone else noticed it as well. With that out of the way, I'll be honest with you guys, I am dying right now. I am still horribly, horribly sick, so I'm gonna try to rush to the end of this review because my voice is going, I have the chills, I'm a mess right now. Anyways, Blue Eye Samurai is fantastic. I absolutely loved it. I would go so far as to call it a masterpiece in both animation and writing. It hooked me from the very first second, and I'm sure it will do the same for you. So go and check it out on Netflix right now. It is the first show I am recommending on Netflix, I think this whole year, possibly. I can't really think of anything else, so there you go. A reason to get at least 1 month of Netflix is Blue Eye Samurai. Netflix, do more stuff like this and less stuff like Mulligan and Agent Elvis, because that stuff stinks. I think that's where I'll leave it though. Big ups to the entire crew, big ups to the creators of Blue Eye Samurai, Michael Green and Amber Noizumi, who I believe are married. I think so, at least from what I've read. So props to you guys. You guys did an incredible job, the entire team. It just blew me away. Truly, truly a masterpiece. That's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Oh yeah, 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10. Did I not make that clear? It's a 10 out of 10. I'm gonna go take medicine. Thanks for watching, everybody. I know I usually do like the thanks for watching end screen. I usually only do that for about 20 seconds or so that I can make sure I get my little cards put up with the recommended videos. And at this point, we're probably about there, so I'll just end the video right now.